Speech off.
Hi guys, it's Paula. Welcome back to my channel. So, I'm here to do a book review. I know I just talked about this book in my April update, but this needs its own review because it's that good. And frankly, I just finished it, so it's like fresh in my mind. And yeah, I'm going to post this video as soon as I record it because that is the only way to keep my sanity as a blind person, because I get my videos confused. That is why you sometimes get 2 videos in a day, and because that is the only way to keep my sanity. But yeah, I had to do this video while the book was fresh in my mind. I just finished it last night. I stayed up till 4:30 a.m. because I had to see how this ended. Like, I was so into it. Anyway. Okay, it's called When the Day Comes by Gabrielle Meyers, I think. I heard about this through Katie from Paperbacks and Ponytails, and I'm sure I heard about it through some other Christian booktubers, or at least one, but I cannot for the life of me remember who it was. But I know for sure Katie raved about it, and really, I think everybody needs to read this book. Okay, I'll just read the description. Libby has been given a powerful gift: to live one life in 1774 colonial Williamsburg and the other in 1914 Gilded Age New York City. When she falls asleep in one life, she wakes up in the other without any time passing. On her 21st birthday, Libby must choose one path and forfeit the other. But how can she possibly decide when she has so much to lose? So I'll admit, I went into this book with reservations because I am one of those people who is never happy with romance. Well, not never happy, but a lot of the times when there's choices in like romance or anything like that, I always want the other one because reasons. I don't know. I'm rarely ever happy with a love triangle, and I thought this was what this was going to be. And it really was not. Like, I thought for sure I would not be happy with the end and what she chose. And in the end, that was the best ending I never saw coming. And wow. Okay, I need to back up. So in the beginning of the book, like, her 2 timelines are very different, obviously. In one, she is like this rich girl, with maids to dress her in the morning. It's wild. And in 1914. And in colonial Williamsburg, she's like working for a printing press with her mom, and she's helping to take care of her sisters and stuff, and she has a pretty happy life. So for me, it was very obvious which path she should choose. And the mom in 1914, look, this is Christian fiction, but I never claimed to be like super religious. I just read Christian fiction mainly because, like, the romances are sweet, and I generally don't hate the guy. But boy, I do not forgive Mother Wells, nor will I ever. I hate her about as much as I hate The Mother and Flowers in the Attic. If you read those books, you know I hate Mother Wells. So yeah, there is my first non-Christian thought, and I mean it with every fiber of my being. So this is not, I am not like changed by this book per se. So if you want to like read this as a non-Christian, by all means, do it. There are some God stuff, and especially toward the end of the book. But like, really, if you want to ignore it, you can, I think, because the stakes are so high as to what she decides to do, like as she goes through her lives in the book, that you need to know anyway. Even if it does get a little preachy, by that point you're too far in. Like, at first when I was reading in like the first half, maybe 70% of the book, there wasn't that much God stuff. It was like, this is God's will, and I'll pray for you, and I'm fine with that. I mean, I am fine with scripture and all that stuff. Like, I am not claiming to be an atheist. I'm just not like the most forgiving, kind-hearted person in the world. So, when I say I hate Mother Wells, totally mean it. But yeah, yeah, like the early parts of the book, I think any secular person could read it and not be bothered. I think once you get toward the end where like she really has to start making decisions and it starts getting into God controls your destiny, not you, and she resists that. That's where I think it gets a little bit preachy. I was fine with it, but I can see other people not being so fine with it. But either way, by that point, you're so sucked into the book that you don't care like what they're saying. You need to know how it's going to end because like at the beginning of the book, her paths are so obvious. Like you know what she should pick. But as it goes on, it becomes more difficult for her to pick the obvious path. And yeah, she has to make different choices. And the choices don't sound great. Like her life sounds like it's going to suck. And then in the end, like there is an ending that I never saw coming. And yeah, like I understand the whole point of that book is to say that you can control your destiny as much as possible, but God ultimately has the control. But, you know, if you don't want to believe that, that's great. I'm just saying, like, she thought she was going to have a terrible life, and she ended up being very surprised by the outcome when she just stopped trying to control things. And you'll be just as surprised with the outcome. But, yeah, I loved her timeline in Williamsburg way more than I liked 1914, although there were some great characters in that too. Just Mother Wells. Mother Wells. She's the worst. But yeah, I'm very excited for the next book in the series. It's going to come out, I think, May 3rd. And I cannot wait because I think it's about their daughter or her daughter is also a time crosser. And I think one of the timelines is even more modern because like that will be more interesting to me because like you're jumping from what 1800s to the 2000s, I think, in this next one. And in this one, you're just going from the late 1700s to 1914, which is still a modern jump, but nothing compared to the 2000s. Like, I am very interested to see how she channels that. Like, Libby's daughter. But, yeah, it's a really fascinating subject. I've always loved time travel, and this is a different kind of time travel, and yeah, I need to find more time travel books with stakes like these because I haven't been this invested in time travel since Outlander, and I know this is totally different than Outlander. I mean, Outlander has every sex scene known to man, but yeah, this one, yeah, I have not been invested in a book about time travel like that since the Outlander series. So, yeah, anyway, 5 stars. I cannot wait for the next book. So, yeah, anyway, that is my glowing review, and, yeah, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye!
Near right edge. Stop recording video.